Hi, it's Jen with Journey with Jen, and today I wanted to talk about objective truth. I watched some videos recently about this topic, and I really think it's an interesting topic. It's really kind of impossible for us to be truly objective. We have culture, we have bias. I think it's impossible to look at a situation completely objectively. We can intention to do that, which is great. I've also heard some people say, well, this is right because it's natural. There's a lot of natural poisons out there too. Natural doesn't necessarily make something right. And something else that's interesting about natural things, take for example, I pass the lake to come out to see my horse every day. There's no 2 days alike. Nature is constantly changing. So it's impossible to say that nature is perfect or in a perfect state because it's always changing. And perfection, by definition, is when you can't take away or add to something without diminishing its value. And as nature is always changing, I believe that in itself is a form of perfection, which is kind of hard to wrap your head around, especially if you struggle a little bit with perfectionism, which, like I have in the past, people that are really detail-oriented and that see flaws and have a deep desire to improve things have a hard time saying that something is complete or it's perfect, because they can always see a way to improve it. So that's actually a good gift to have, to be able to take something and make it better. And so I think it's really important as people to aim for perfection, but in a healthy way where there's balance. Balance over perfection, progress over perfection, these are healthy mindsets. Perfectionism sets aside the value of human beings and sends a message that whatever is intended to be perfect, or the accomplishment itself, it being complete and the best that it can be, is more important than the process or the journey or the person involved. When a leader sits down with a person and talks about things that they need to improve, I think it's really important to start with the strengths and build on them. For example, in management, it's really important to do this rather than to say we need to fix this, we need to fix that, we need to make the situation perfect, or we need to make the numbers perfect. You really have to address the person first. Know that it's impossible for us to be completely objective, but that doesn't mean that we shouldn't aim for it. Just like it's impossible for us to do and be perfect all the time, we still need to aim high. Okay? So I'm thinking for myself, just sharing my journey, which is what this channel is about, that I want to aim high, but I want to accept progress in the direction of my truth and my balance. So what's the difference between knowledge and wisdom? As a child, my mother would read Proverbs to me. And I never forget this is a recurring topic in the book of Proverbs. It talks about wisdom, and she explained it to me as a child in a way that I can understand it, that knowledge is from man and wisdom is from God, or if you prefer source energy, the universe, source, whatever you want to call it. For me growing up, that made sense, even as a child. It's very simplified, but I believe that what she was trying to say is wisdom is objective truth. And nature is the closest thing we have to objective truth. Objectivity in objective truth is a light to us. It can bypass some of our biases, not all of them. But when we look at truly what is, and we're brave enough to look at what truly is, then we can actually apply that wisdom to a situation. What's right for one day is not necessarily right for the next day. I work with horses and have for a long time. Just have one right now. And he's just my own personal horse. I'm not training or doing lessons at this time. But I do work with my horse with people as far as healing their personal issues. And that's a different kind of work. When I work with horses, there are no 2 days alike because they are natural beings. They're constantly changing just like we are. What works and is right, quote unquote, what is right for a horse one day is not right for that same horse the next day. I always say, work with a horse that shows up that day. We don't show up as the same person every day. Neither do our horses, our animals, our friends, and our family. Situations, just self-care, like did we get enough sleep? What have we eaten? What have we not eaten? What's our general health and balance at that time? That all has input on what we're going to show up like, looking like that day. So anyway, just some thoughts here to share on wisdom and knowledge, truth, natural versus right. I think that objectivity is really something that we can strive for and know that our biases are there and that we can't completely eliminate them. But awareness is a big part of looking at a situation and coming close to the best possible resolution or improvement that we can realistically accomplish for ourselves and people that we love. I hope this was helpful for you. I had some fun doing some research on this topic. It's very interesting to me. I think it's a big challenge for humans to be truly objective. But when we spend time in nature and we spend time with horses, that natural light of what actually is right there in our face. And it's telling us the truth. I always say horses won't lie to you. They can't lie to you. They don't lie. Their body language tells everything as it is, without any judgments, without any cultural influences. There's training, there's memories that a horse has, but they're pretty pure as far as being authentically horses. You know every day that horse, when you get there, they're gonna be a horse, and they're gonna be true to equine nature. They're very true to their nature. Human beings have ulterior motives. Sometimes we have masks that we wear. That's another video I'll link here shortly. But with a horse, you get what you see what you get. That's pretty much what I aim to be more like, is to be authentic and to remove the mask of culture and bias and projecting something that I'm not, and being in alignment with how I come across, how I show up in the world. And that even appears to others as the way that I dress, the way that I walk, the way I carry myself, how I wear my hair. Everything is in alignment. That's my goal anyway, not always, but it's in alignment with my truth. And I thought of this thing. I'm wearing hearts all over the place today, see? And some people see it as a weakness. I don't. I see it as authenticity. Just because you have a big heart and you're kind and generous doesn't mean that you're weak. In fact, in a lot of situations, it takes more strength to be that person when you're not either being treated fairly or kindly in return. But that doesn't mean I'm going to lower myself to someone else's level. I'm going to stay true to my own mission and my own truth. So I wear my heart. It's not quite on my sleeve, but I wear my heart on my heart. It has a proclamation to the world that I am a heart-centered person. This is my goal. I do seek objective truth. I'm not perfect at getting objective, but that's my aim. Anyway, just some thoughts I want to share with you. Please comment. I love to hear the comments. I love to interact, and it's another reason for this channel is I love to hear your ideas and share your journey with me too.